I decided to do a dopamine detox for a week. I quit TikTok, I deleted Twitter, Instagram I had to keep because it's like my portfolio, but I wasn't using it. And Facebook, I wasn't fully off of it, but I still had a lot of good realizations during that week. So I kind of wanted to share what I learned. So here's the week. So this is day one of my dopamine detox and not using any social media. Or like any, I would say, I don't want to use Instagram at all. That only works for me as a portfolio. I did delete TikTok and Twitter. I have to use Facebook because I have this group that I'm educating there. So I need to have it active so I can answer them because that's the whole basis of the group, to be supportive and be there. So I cannot just decide not to be there for 1 week or longer. So definitely TikTok, Twitter. Today I noticed I was using Instagram automatically. So I just opened it without any thinking, and I immediately closed it because I realized that I was not supposed to use it. So that was very kind of ingrained in my nervous system that I'm doing something like this immediately once I get my phone. So yeah, now it's been pretty productive morning. Obviously, I haven't been using any social media this morning. I feel more energetic. I'm going to play some badminton at the moment, so I feel very energetic. Usually I might feel a bit drained even before I go to the gym or do any kind of physical activity or exercise, because I feel like the social media and like the scrolling and all this kind of information flow, because like it's way more information. So once I'm like trying to dig through everything, I feel I'm already a bit exhausted before I get to the gym or get to do any exercise. And I also decided I'm gonna do 2 assignments that I had this week for school, which are now ready, and I'm super happy about it because usually it would take like days and days and I would just procrastinate because I don't like writing or doing research, but these courses actually really require it. So I had to kind of sit down and go through everything and just kind of let myself be immersed in this research, which I haven't been doing recently, because every time I feel a bit like impatience or maybe uncomfortableness, I would usually take my phone out and I would just scroll through this discomfort. I wouldn't let my mind wander and feel all emotions. I would then try to block them with, I don't know, dopamine, with social media. So yeah. So this is day one and we'll see how this day goes. So yeah, day one, I would really love to just go to bed, open my TikTok, just, scroll a bit, just be a bit in this world where I don't have to like think about things to do or the things I need to do, or just in general, I could just, I don't know, relax, though it's probably not the most relaxing thing you can do for your brain, I mean. I noticed that, yeah, I did actually automatically open Instagram a couple of times, but now a bit more aware of it, so I can easily not open it. But I do notice that once I'm a bit bored, let's say I'm in traffic lights or I'm sitting waiting for someone, I usually might just, check my Instagram or check my social media in general. And now I just need to check my emails or not check anything at all and just actually be with myself, listen to my thoughts, reflect on what I'm thinking, and being present, just being so present in the moment. And also being bored. That's super important in this detox phase, because you need to learn to be okay with being bored. You cannot feel so uncomfortable in being bored that you're trying to avoid it. That's not the way to go. And also you just kind of find also thoughts that mystically just come up into your head, which you don't have if you're always on social media. There's no such time when your brain would be in the receptive mode of receiving intuitive thoughts, maybe feelings about stuff in your life. If you're pondering on something, if you have a difficult decision to make, you won't be getting any intuitive feelings about anything because you're blocking them with social media, which I'm also blocking with social media sometimes. I do meditate, but it's also that specific time of the day that I'm doing it. So yeah, noticing now that it's quite meditative to be present in the moment, because also in those moments you can feel like you can be more grateful because you're more present in the moment. What am I gonna do next? Enjoy my evening without social media. It starts to feel really good. Okay. It's day 2. It's getting harder. I mean, it will get easier, but I think first it will get harder. What I've been doing for the past, yesterday evening, at some point, I don't know, at 5 or 6 p.m., I would be just on my daily TikTok scroll, maybe for an hour or so, and I would probably just, get all the dopamine out I could. And instead, I was left with like, should I clean? Should I like, I don't know, watch a movie or something? I don't have the patience for movies lately. So wonder why. I read a bit of my new book. Kaikki se valo, jota emme näe. Because I have so many books that I ordered at some point because I wanted to start reading, but I understood that even if I would have those books, it doesn't mean that I will actually start reading them. So now that it took me like 2.5 months to read 500-page book from Kafka on the Shore was the book anyway. Murakami? Yeah. I read that book. It took me forever. And after that, I just felt like, okay, I read this book. I feel a bit like separation anxiety from it because I was thinking about the book and it was really on my mind daily because I was reading it. And then at some point I was just like, why won't I start another book since I'm on the roll? And it has become easier and easier just to start reading every evening. I do feel like reading can be very forced, and it can feel very forced if we just decided we need to read. Like, okay, in the beginning when it's not something you're used to, I think that's something you should be doing. But in general, just kind of trying to force yourself all the time, I feel like that's kind of pushing yourself too much, because it also, in order for it to be enjoyable, you need to enjoy it. And I totally know how it's like. It's so easy not to read or pick up the book. So if you find anything that is interesting to you, even if it's like shitty literature, stick with that. So not putting ourselves down for interests that might seem not as, I don't know, popular or cool for other people. During these 2 days, and I can't believe it's been 2 days. Yeah, sometimes I do think about like when I come across an idea or something that I want to find, like a recipe or something, and I'm always like, hey, I'm gonna check that on TikTok. But then I'm just like, no, I cannot. I do think about it, and I do think about how TikTok also brought me a lot of not only like entertainment, but also a lot of education about stuff that I wouldn't even probably be looking out for. But yesterday I listened to a podcast from Hailey Hoffman. She's doing a lot with manifestation and EFT tapping and stuff like this. I've listened to her before, but yesterday something really stuck with me, and it was just her simplifying everything and saying, try to stick with your spiritual practice even if you feel like you're on top of things. And this was very important because I do notice that whenever things are going well, like for me now, I feel like the Etsy is going great. My blog is having the best month ever and probably gonna get to one of my goals, which was 10,000 readers per month. And I've been doing this for a year and a half. So yes, I feel like a lot of things are working out for me at the moment, and it feels like, well, I don't need to do EFT tapping, or I don't need to journal my thoughts or feelings. I don't need to do video diaries that I've done before. I don't need to do all of that. I can have like this break from everything. But then I realize maybe I do. Maybe I actually do need to do these things even if things are going well. And especially when things are going well, there are just all these huge thoughts that they're not coming from a place of actuality. They come from a place of fear, and fear of losing things, and just fear of like not succeeding. So instead of letting it go to that point, I try to do EFT tapping and meditation before this happens, before my subconscious mind will start to talk me out of it. Yeah, that's where I'm at now. Day 2. A lot of thoughts about a lot of things. Hey, so it's day 3. I woke up today at around 7:30. I noticed that I had more capability to be more in the present moment. Before the peak of the social media usage, I noticed that I was doing meditation, but even if I wouldn't have time, I would have focus. So why I was in the first place even doing this dopamine detox was that I wanted to kind of reset my brain to be able to focus more. Of course, I know that rest is important and you need to rest, but I felt also that just laying around and not actually resting, it wasn't resting in the sense of like I was just filling my brain capacity and my mind with this dopamine and entertainment. Yesterday actually, and today morning, for the first time, I was able to do full-on visualizations. Feeling good, was super productive. I actually did an article and I only did it within like, I think maybe 2 hours. I used Pomodoro technique and I did this for like 3-4 times now. It's not even 12 and I've done so much. I'm sure that this detox has a lot to do with it. Day 3, it's getting better. It's getting better. Hey, so it's day 4. Yeah, it's day 4. I'm going to the gym. It's about 12 o'clock. Woke up today 8:30. I noticed one thing about this detox is that once I'm no longer scrolling, I have so many thoughts. Like, I'm not numbing my mind anymore. I did watch one video of YouTube. This whole detox has now been ruined because of it. But in general, I do notice that my mind is so vivid all the time. Yesterday, I couldn't go to bed, and I usually don't have any problem sleeping because I feel like my meditation and my social media usage has been in balance to the point of where, like, if I go to bed, I can easily sleep. But yesterday I was just thinking about things and just like new thoughts emerged and really just, it was difficult. But today's day 4. I'm downloading TikTok on Monday. So that's going to be 7 days without social media. And I don't really feel like, okay, being without Twitter, Instagram, it's okay. But I have to say TikTok, I really miss. I feel like it kind of fills this void of laughing out loud, finding things, being as Google for me. So I think this week has been good so far, and I do think that this is something necessary to be done every now and then to kind of like reset your brain, to kind of notice things and to be able to be more present. But I don't think that it's something that you need to fully kind of delete from your life unless you feel like it's really bothering you or not bringing you some sort of value. So you always need to ask this from yourself. Today I'm going to a friend's birthday party, so no social media scrolling. I think the evening's going to be easier. But yeah, we'll see. Yeah, it's been a bit difficult because yesterday I was at my friend's birthday and I wanted to post on Instagram, like, you know, we're here, we're having fun. And I have noticed, because TikTok was the biggest concern for me because I was actually spending a lot of time there. And I really let myself spend time there because I would only be using it mostly in the evenings at home. Like I wouldn't be doing anything more productive. Like I wouldn't be cleaning in the evening. I wouldn't be like, okay, maybe cooking and, you know, writing articles, editing videos, which I actually have been doing now. So after the detox, I was able to do a YouTube video in 2 days, or actually 1.5 days, which is like approximately 5 to 7 hours, which usually takes 3 days because I keep on putting it off. I keep on watching TikTok every now and then. In the evening, I would never edit videos because I would just like, you know, find a comfortable nook and then I would just be scrolling on TikTok. So I did tell my friends yesterday that, you know, I'm waiting for Monday so I can download TikTok. So yeah, I am thinking about it. But I'm not saying that I didn't like learn anything from this. It's more like I may be learning to cut the time in half and also understanding how the social media is actually like controlling me and not the other way around. So just understanding that, just like don't let it just take all your attention. And also I've been able to be more present in just regular settings, like, you know, walking past a crowded place, like I don't need to check my phone all the time. So this is also another great thing. But yeah, so far so good. Today is the 6th day of my dopamine detox, and I must say that feeling better and better every day. I have noticed the difference of like once I wake up, I start to do immediately things that I want to get done. So I don't wait anymore, because sometimes in the morning I might feel like I actually want to kind of scroll through or just like, you know, have some dopamine or have this good feeling about my day and just like start out slow. But I have now switched it to just starting out immediately with the things that I want to do. I won't be just pacing around trying to do something and then not getting anything done, but actually starting out and doing things without being distracted, because there is no more of this like immediate feeling of needing to go to social media and check something. I also feel like there's a lot more free time, but also a lot more of this privacy in a way, where otherwise I would be sharing things that I felt like these moments were important, but instead I would be showing them off to other people or like posting them to this audience that don't even quite frankly know me. So now instead I'm trying to stay in the moment. Of course, because I am doing photo project, I noticed that there is this need of still like kind of documenting and photographing, even if it's not going to social media, so I'm still going to be doing it, but I do feel like I'm still doing it less and trying to stay more present in the moment. And also just like this mysterious privacy of like people not quite knowing what I'm doing or where I'm going, which is like I have things that are private, like my life can be private even if I have images that I'm posting. Like I can have a private life. Of course, yes, I'm doing this video on YouTube, which is obviously not private at all, but it's not this daily presentation of your own life, and kind of creating this illusion also that you're doing certain things or you've been to certain places. There is no need to do this anymore. I feel like the ones that I want to know about these things, they already do. Now it's been 7 days after the detox, and I wanted to kind of reflect a bit on kind of what things changed during the detox and what were the things that I leave behind and didn't really get back to. So what kind of habits was I able to change because of this detox? First of all, I didn't film the 7th day at all because it was a Sunday, yeah, which is usually for me like a day that I don't do much. I only edit videos, but I don't really shoot anything, or I try not to put any pressure on myself during those days. But I do remember the self-reflection that I did on Monday, which was pondering whether I should get TikTok back or not, and if I was feeling good enough without the social media, and whether I would then just kind of continue as I was doing before that. I do remember thinking I kind of wanted to have this enjoyment of like being entertained and educated for a bit. So I did download TikTok back, but I haven't been using it as much. But afterwards, I've been able to understand more that I'm not using social media as a way to escape the situation I am in. So that's something that I have been able to really pay attention to. I've been able to read a lot longer, concentrate, to be in the moment a lot longer. And obviously the week that I had the detox was a week that I had a lot of stuff that I was able to do. I was so productive. But the thing is, it's very difficult to understand this, like where your focus is going, unless you are actually refocusing yourself. And I feel like as long as you do have some social media, it is way more difficult because try to keep up seeing how much you actually spend on your phone, and it's insane. So once you become aware of it, you are able to also change it. But then the question is, do you want to change it? Does it bring you some value? What kind of value does it bring? You then start to peel off this onion of like, what does social media bring to you? And once you answer those questions, you know then whether it's useful to you or not, and then you can really reframe the usage of your social media. Cutting off social media completely, I understand why people would be doing it, but for me it felt like at this moment I am in control of using it, so I am okay with using it. It sounds like somebody who is very addicted to something, but if ever I will notice that the balance has been lost, or I notice that I'm really using social media way more, I would then do this detox again, and maybe it's going to be longer, who knows. But 7 days for me, it was a nice reset. Would be interesting to see a longer period of time, how would that go actually, but I'll see you next week.